there tapes that you accepted bribes, President Biden? Is that true?
Would you comment on the arrest of the former president, sir?
Can you believe this guy? It's like what we were talking about last night with radio host Andrea Kaye when Biden snarked, if there was a bribery scheme, don't you think you'd find some money proving it? Then it turns out that the FBI form being withheld allegedly talks about how that money was purposely so well hidden as to raise no alarm bells. This man isn't quite as senile as some would like him to be. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's been in the game, over 50 years in D.C.? In the same way, when Adam Schiff lied for years about having seen firsthand evidence of President Trump colluding with Russia, when he was telling federal investigators all the while behind the scenes that he had no such evidence. Well, our first guest tonight has some interesting details to add to this whole debacle, tweeting, quote, Poroshenko is the Ukrainian president whom Biden extorted. Right after Trump won in 2016, a Poroshenko aide offered to give the DOJ incriminating information about Biden's calls with Poroshenko. As fate would have it, the aide's info went to Weissman, who probably buried it all. You may remember Andrew Weissman as being described as Mueller's Pitbull. Our guest then adds, if you thought this was bad, here's the real shocker. Shortly after Poroshenko's aide blew the whistle, Poroshenko asked Biden whether the aide was now cooperating with the FBI. Incredibly, Biden assured Poroshenko that the FBI wasn't pursuing it. How would Biden have known? In breaking down the timeline, he says, quote, November 29, 2016, an aide to Ukrainian President Poroshenko provided the FBI with incriminating tapes of Biden talking to Poroshenko. December 19, 2016, Biden told Poroshenko that the FBI rejected the information and won't talk to the whistleblower again. Could someone please ask the press secretary how Biden knew that? End quote. So here's audio of the situation.
If it is true that FBI working with him, at least I want to know that.
No, they are not. I told you the FBI concluded he had nothing, and they stopped. That was it. There's no reason to talk to him again.
Okay.
I will check that and confirm that with you.
Joining us now to discuss is Hans Moncke, attorney and co-host of Truth Over News on Epoch TV. Hans, thanks for being here tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Great. So can you explain for the audience some of the importance of that audio we just heard?
Yeah, so there's a guy called Alexander Onyshchenko, and he was an aide to Ukrainian President Petro Poroshenko. Now, Petro Poroshenko is the guy whom Biden extorted. Your audience will recall the whole thing about the prosecutor who was investigating Hunter Biden's friend Burisma, and then Biden said, well, we're not going to give you $1 billion loan guarantee unless you fire that prosecutor. So that all happened in early 2016. Now, Trump won the election on November 8th, 2016. Shortly after, one of Poroshenko, the Ukrainian president's aides, who recorded all these conversations between Biden and the Ukrainian president, well, that aide probably thought it would be a good idea to let American authorities know about the corruption. And he probably felt safe because, after all, Trump just won the election. So this guy came forward and went to the DOJ and said, hey, I've got all these tapes of Biden and Poroshenko discussing these corrupt dealings. And guess what? He, as you mentioned, he ended up with Andrew Weissman, who at the time was working for DOJ. And I assume Weissman buried it because we never heard about it until basically yesterday, when we got a letter that sets out the fact that this guy came forward in late November 2016. So again, after Trump won. And then, as you mentioned, it gets even more crazy. Poroshenko, the president, must have somehow gotten wind of the fact that his aide went to the FBI. So he calls up Biden and says, hey, Biden, is it true? Is this guy cooperating with the FBI? You know, he's obviously panicking about it. And Biden, so this is within 3 weeks of the whistleblower going to DOJ, FBI. So within 3 weeks, Biden tells the Ukrainian president, no, they're not looking into it. It's fine. They're not going to talk to him again. It's done. Like, how does Biden know that? Weren't we told that, you know, FBI does their investigations aside from the president or vice president, and there's no interference and all that kind of stuff? So we're talking 3 weeks between whistleblower coming forward and Biden saying, no, there's nothing here. Again, it's on tape. It's not like we're making it up or anything.